Hello everyone, I'm Kamal Motwani and welcome back to my YouTube channel Kamal Motwani's. Today I'll solve another IELTS writing task 1 for you. As discussed in earlier videos, there are in total 7 types of IELTS writing task 1. I have already solved in earlier videos pie charts, line graphs, bar charts, table charts for you guys. Today I'll solve process diagram for you. So the IELTS writing task 1 that I am going to solve today for you guys is pertaining to process diagram. So here is the statement for the IELTS writing task 1 pertaining to process diagram. Let's read it. The diagram below shows the process of making bread. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. So the writing task today is of process diagram. So let's first discuss what are different structures of process diagrams that are given by the examiner, or what are the different types of the process diagrams that are given by the examiner in the real exam. Okay, so here are few examples, but I'll solve any one of them for you guys. So the first process diagram is pertaining to process of making a bread. See, this is the one time process, and again you have to repeat the process in order to make the second lot of the bread. So the process of making a bread involves 6 steps: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But this is not the recurring process because it does not get started by itself. It is an artificial process and it needs to start again and again whenever you want to make a new lot of bread. Okay, so here is another type of process diagram. It is very much natural process, the life cycle of a frog. Because it is a natural process, it is recurring. It gets started naturally, so it is a recurring process. From eggs to embryos to young frogs to adult frog, it is a natural process that keeps on continuing by itself, because the adult frog will again lay eggs, and from eggs to embryos, and again it will start by itself. It is not an artificial process that gets some kick to restart or reproduce. It is a natural process, so it involves a recurring process by nature. So this is the second type of process diagram. Okay, the third type of process diagram is again this one. This is the water cycle. It is also the recurring process because it is the natural process. When the rays of sun falls on the water, then the water gets evaporated, the clouds are formed, the clouds pour the rain again falls on the earth, or earth, in rivers, in canals. The sunlight again falls on this water and the waters gets evaporated. The process keeps on continuing. So it means it is also the recurring process, it is the natural process. It does not need an artificial source to restart. Okay, the fourth type of the process diagram is the manufacturing of instant noodles. Now see, it is also an artificial process, so it is not a recurring process. From storage silos to the labeling and sealing, from first step to the eighth step, it is the first hand process. Whenever you want to produce a new lot of noodles, then you have to start this process again. It does not get started by the nature. See, these are not the types of the process diagram, rather these are the examples of the process diagram, that whenever any of these writing tasks one, you are faced with the examination, or you should know that how to solve it. So these are the types of process diagrams that you should know, that even in the examination hall, any of these you may be faced with any of these or any type of these tasks, so you do not get confused that how to solve it, how not to solve it. Okay, so let's start, because in this video I will write IELTS writing task 1 pertaining to this type. Rather, this example process of making a diagram, which is an artificial process and it is not the recurring process. So it involves 6 steps. So as I have already told you in earlier videos of IELTS writing task 1, that whenever you are going to start IELTS writing task 1, you should understand the table or the chart or the diagram or the process diagram, that what does it tell, what is the analysis of this diagram, is you may write it in a paragraph format. So first step of process in the process of making a bread is mixing ingredients. There are 4 ingredients: flour, salt, water, yeast. You have to mix these ingredients. And then the second step is kneading the dough. The third step is
Shaping
letting the
dough into
rise. The
loaves.
fourth step is the fifth step is baking bread, and the sixth and the last step is cooling bread. So these all steps we have to write in a paragraph format, or we can say in an a report writing format, or in an essay writing format of IELTS writing task 1. So let's start. Before starting, let's first discuss is it is already discussed by me in earlier videos, what is the format of writing IELTS writing task 1. So first we have to write introduction, then we have to write overview or overall view, then we write explanation 1, explanation 2, explanation 3, and so on. We can also write explanation 4, explanation 5. It depends on us how much time do we have in the examination hall, and how many paragraphs do we want to write in the examination hall as per our feasibility. So the suggested pattern is this one. You, however, you can increase or decrease the number of paragraphs pertaining to explanation 1, explanation 2, and so on. Do notice this, these two are must. The first paragraph must be pertaining to introduction, and the second paragraph must be pertaining to overview or overall view. So let's first write the introduction of this process diagram that we are going to solve today. So let how to write an introduction. I've already told you we have to paraphrase the statement by using the synonyms. So let's see how I have written introduction. Here is the introduction. The writing in the green ink depicts the introduction. Let's read it. The diagram illustrates the process of making bread through 6 distinct steps, from mixing ingredients to cooling the final product. See, I have used the synonyms in place of shows. I have used illustrates. Then I have depicted the steps uh, superfluously, not in depth. Rather, I have given the overview of the steps in the introduction. This is how, from mixing ingredients to the to cooling the final product. Okay. Then after that, then I will write an overview in the second paragraph. His overview is all about the overall view of the diagram. So what is the overall view of the diagram? The overall view of the diagram is what are its steps. So that one we will write in the overview. See, here is the overview. This connector is very much necessary because it hints the examiner that overview is written. Let's read it. Overall, the process involves combining ingredients, developing the dough, allowing it to rise, shaping it into loaves, baking, and finally cooling the bread. See, in the overview of the process diagram, I have written all the steps one by one by using the beautiful words and the grammar properly and particularly. I have written this overview. This is very simple. While the writing of the introduction and overall view or overview of the process diagram is the easiest steps. Okay. Then what we will do in the third paragraph, we will write the explanation 1. So in explanation 1, what I have done, I have written the description of the these two steps in the paragraph fourth, that is pertaining to the explanation 2. I've written these two steps, and further in another paragraph I explain these two steps. Okay, then this is the third paragraph, which is pertaining to the explanation 1, where I have explained first two steps. Okay, the first two steps are, I am repeating, mixing of the ingredients, and the second one is kneading the dough. Let's read it how I have explained these two steps in the paragraph format. Firstly, this one is very necessary, this connector, because we are going to explain the first process. Firstly, flour, water, yeast, and salt are mixed together. This initial step ensures all ingredients are combined well to form a dough. Next, now I'm moving on to the second step. The mixture is needed to develop gluten. Now, what does it gluten means? Gluten means when the flour is kneaded well, then it develops a binding force in this kneaded flour. So that's how the gluten is developed. See, I have used extra information like developing gluten ensures algorithm to form or this thing this that it should be kneaded well. So this information and these words you have to use from your own thought process, because it also the examiner also judges your well understanding of the steps. When you are well versed with the things naturally, or you are well versed with the things happening in your surroundings, then you can easily describe the process using your own words. So this one so this is very much necessary, that apart from just writing down the steps, this you should inculcate your own information, that within this step how it should be done, in order to explain it, because these paragraphs are pertaining to the explanation of the process. That one is very much necessary, and this technique will give you extra bands. Okay, so let's read ahead. Which gives the bread its structure and texture. Now this is the gluten that gives the bread its structure and texture. Okay, after that, in the fourth paragraph pertaining to the explanation 2, I have written the explanation of the step third and step fourth. What is the third step? It is letting dough rise, and the fourth step is shaping dough into loaves. Let's see how I have written these two paragraphs in the written these two steps in the paragraph format. So here is the paragraph. Following this means after the flour is needed, and oh sorry, after the dough is needed, then what do we do? Following this, the kneaded dough, which is already kneaded, is left to rise in a warm place, because it always rises in the warm place. During this step, the dough ferments. Now you see what is the process of ferments. uh, when the yeast is added, then it the anything ferments. We also know about pizza breads. What is the fermentation process regarding this? Whenever yeast is added to anything, then it ferments. So here I'm again repeating, you should be well versed with the extra terms pertaining to the task. Only then you will be able to get good bands. Like I have used these terms. Using the during this step, the dough ferments, increasing in volume. See, what is the fermentation process? When yeast is added to any edible thing, then it ferments. It increases in the volume. After rising, the dough is shaped into loaves ready for baking. Now it hints the fifth process. Now, the fifth and the sixth process, I have narrated this process in the last paragraph, which is the explanation 3. This is the fifth paragraph, where I have narrated the steps fifth and sixth. Let's read them. and this is the last paragraph. Okay, the shaped dove. Why shaped? Because we already process up till the fourth process we shape the dough into loaves. That is why I have used the term here. The shaped dough is then baked in an oven at a specified temperature and time. Now this is the general information that whenever anything is baked, it requires a certain temperature and time. That's why I have used these terms at my own. This step transforms the dough into bread. Finally, this connector is very necessary, means this is the last step that I am going to narrate here. Finally, the baked bread is cooled on rakes to prevent it from becoming soggy. Now, see why I have used the rakes. Here you can see in the diagram that the bread and the cooling bread process, but this bread is being cooled on the rakes. Now in this diagram, I hope when I zoom it, it is clear that this bread is being cooled on the rakes. These are the rakes. Okay. Finally, the baked bread is cooled on the rakes to prevent it from becoming soggy and to ensure it reaches the right texture. Now see, this is how the process diagram is written, and because whenever you are going to write the steps of any process diagram, these are self-explanatory, but what the examiner is going to judge is what is your information, what is your extra information that you are going to add to your process, that you are going to add to each step, that how you are going to explain the each process, each step, sorry. The explanation of the each step into your words is very much meaningful to the examiner. If you are able to crack it, then you are able to crack the highest bands. This is very much necessary in the process diagram, and this is the most technical part, because if even if you see this diagram, all the steps are self-explanatory, but when you are going to write each step, your skills will be judged, that how you describe the each step. If you are generally well versed with the process, or you have the general information regarding the terminology being utilized for this process, then you will be able to narrate this process. So same goes for this natural process. If you are well versed with the terms that can be used in the life cycle of a frog, then you will be easily able to explain the, what we can say, this the steps of the life cycle of a frog. So same goes for this process, same goes for this process, and so on so forth. These are just few examples that I have given to make you understand the process diagrams. So thank you for watching this video. I hope the process diagram of IELTS writing task 1 is very much clear to you. It is the easiest task that is given by the examiner. However, it can be the most difficult task for those who have not terms or words or the vocabulary, or you can say jargons, to utilize in the task. Then it becomes very much difficult for them to write in the paragraph format the process diagram. But it is very much easy for those who have the bank or the what or the bundle of words to utilize in the process diagram while writing writing task 1. I'll see you in another IELTS writing task, one where I'll be solving it. I'll see you in another video. Thank you for watching this video, and do like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much.